This episode of Dear Bros. Girl doesn't want her mom coming over the house to see her baby.
What? Stay tuned.
I said it.
You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all fucking day. Oh, yeah.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Bro Down Podcast. I'm Tim Fulton.
I'm Andy Smith.
And this is Dear Bros, a little segment where we rip advice column questions from Dear Abby for our own personal use and answer them with our own little bro brains and our own little bro style. Today, Andy picked a topic. Andy, what do you got, dear bro?
Intruder alert.
Intruder alert. Intruder alert.
Okay, so a strange mom pushes closer after first grandchild's birth.
Boom, boom, boom.
It's going to get cold in here.
There must be a clover in the atmosphere.
Get the fuck out of here.
That was good.
Get the fuck out of here.
That was good. That was for
good.
all you people
You
reaching
don't ever
30.
quote movies. That was good. All right. Dear Abby, my mother and I have never been close. We talk or see each other 5 to 6 times a year at family functions. Honestly, I am fine with this. I recently had a baby, her first grandchild, and suddenly she wants to come over all the time. I have tried to set boundaries, giving a day and time when she may come over, but it makes me look like a bully, and she tells people she doesn't feel welcome. My issue is she struggles with boundaries. She asks about my finances, inappropriate questions regarding my pregnancy, etc. Topics I don't feel comfortable discussing with her. I honestly don't view this as my problem. We barely have a relationship and haven't for a long time, so I think she should take what I am offering. I simply do not care about... I'm just going to start reading this like a robot. Simply do not care to see a lot of her. If she wants to see the baby, I feel it must be present because her having alone time with the baby is not an option that will work.
Ooh.
Should I feel bad about this? Or should I feel bad about that she doesn't feel welcome? It's complicated. I want to know what's...
There is obviously
Going
a lot
on.
of backstory here.
What do you mean? It's perfectly normal behavior to talk about a parent like that.
Yeah. Like there's some dirty hobo you don't want touching your child.
Yikes.
That's craziness. You know what? I almost said, you know what's funny? It's not funny because this isn't funny.
It's hilarious.
You're a
Horrific.
terrible human being.
Horrific family.
But what's serious about this is the mother saying, I don't feel welcome. Well, that's because you're not. She
Yeah, you're not.
People are often saying, take the hint. Well, guess what? She took the hint. She's not feeling welcome because she ain't. But what do you do about that? It is her grandchild.
Yeah. I'm going to do what I do best and speculate.
Go for it.
Okay?
You speculate. I'll give the correct answer.
Yeah, you give the correct answers and just let me know when the train is completely off the tracks. So I'm going to guess,
She needs to go
judged
to the
by
gym.
this, if I had to bet big money and like I'm going for gold, if I lose, I everything's gone. I'm going to guess that the mom was one way or another and the daughter had tried to get a relationship with the mom when she was younger. Mom either didn't want nothing to do with her or something happened. The daughter built up these little walls and basically was like, fine, don't want it, never going to be there. You are now this in my life. And that's where you're staying, in your little box. And all of a sudden now the mom wants to come over and she's just like, I don't have those anymore for you. I basically don't, that's not there anymore for you. So like, you're kind of like, I needed you back then or whatever. And you didn't want that. So now you just want to barge in? No, because you just don't fit here.
Yeah.
You're not welcome.
Yeah.
And the fact, too, that the mom is complaining to the parents or to her friends that she doesn't feel welcome makes me think that either the mom is too lost in the woods to know why the daughter might be this, or the daughter's a complete psychopath. It's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Short of her daughter being a complete psychopath, it sounds like the mom is a little out of touch with reality.
That's the way I was leaning.
Yeah.
Mother's a little bit out of touch here.
And she can't figure out why. And I think it might have to do with shit to the effect of, I don't know that I'm intruding on my daughter who I don't really have a relationship all of a sudden, and then wondering why I'm getting a cold shoulder.
You know what? I've seen families before.
I have no advice to give. I just speculate.
I have solid advice to give,
My
I think.
superhero power.
I've seen families before that they'll have like I'm thinking of one in particular, but they'll have like major issues in the family. Like the father will be what's the word I'm going for?
Drunk?
I almost said infertile. Not infertile, not infamous. Cheating.
Infidelity?
Thank you. He'll be
An infidel or infidelity?
He'll
Two
be-
different words.
he'll be an infidel. You know, he'll be going against God's wishes.
Yeah.
No, he'll be cheating on the spouse, or like one of the sisters will have like a drug problem, or like there'll be a big bout.
Is
And
this
then
all the
li-
same family?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then like 2 weeks will go by, and it'll be like people forgot.
Yeah.
It'll be like it never happened. We're a family. We're a unit. We just go back to normal. And then, but there's always like the one person that's just like, but is no one going to bring this up? Like, is this not a thing? So I'm thinking the mother's like that. The mother's brought issues to the table. And this is what I'm taking after you, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm speculating.
Do it, man.
The
It's
mother's
the
brought
best.
issues to.
You don't have to know anything. You just say shit, and it's like
The mother is Thanos. She forgot that she snapped half the people. No, the mother brought issues to the table, and then she expects things to be like, but that's done. It's over.
Yeah.
That's not a thing anymore.
Yeah.
But the daughter has realistic, like you said, boundaries. Walls are up, and she's probably like, no. Like history repeats.
Well, it sounds like there's a couple issues with how they communicate.
Clearly.
But it might be one of those things where the daughter either felt like she had conveyed this, or maybe she tried, and the mom was like, "Oh, you stopped saying that you are hurt by the things XYZ, so that must mean you're okay with it now." It's like, no, it just means that like you went from here to here, and because she doesn't look at you as up here anymore, she can accept those things that you do because she lowered your importance level. Which is a weird thing that people do, where like that makes it acceptable behavior now because they're not the top of your importance level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is really weird,
I forget who
but it's
said
a
it.
true thing.
But there's like a quote along the lines of the opposite of love isn't hate. The opposite
Indifference.
of love is indifference.
That's actually I don't know if that's a theory or if that's a proven thing because it's an emotional thing. I don't know how you prove it. But yeah, there's the emotional circle.
Yeah.
Love and hate are right next to each other. The complete opposite of both of those is indifference.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy because, yeah.
It doesn't feel like it should be right, but it is.
Well, it's like a somebody stepping on an anthill. You don't really feel bad. Most people don't. But if you step on, a baby bird, you're like, like it's different.
All right. Well, that was fucking nonsense.
Yeah.
But
I'm just talking. Okay. That's what
so
I do.
here's Tim's solution.
What do you do, Tim?
Well, like a lot of these people, I think she's asking the wrong question here. Should I feel bad that she doesn't feel welcome? No one can tell you if you should or shouldn't feel bad because no one can have the ability to tell you how to feel. If we say, yeah, you should feel bad, you're not going to suddenly be like, oh, well, now I'm sad. If we say you shouldn't feel bad, you're not going to be like, oh, well, now I'm happy.
I don't think that's what she's asking.
That's
She's literally asking that, but when people say things like that, like should I feel bad, a lot of times I think what they're actually asking is, am I doing the right thing?
and that's why I'm saying she's asking the wrong question.
Yeah.
She
Well, this
said-
dumb bitch should just. What do you say? This is the question she asked him. We have to go on what we have.
Okay, then no. This has been Bro Down Podcast. No, so no one can tell you if you should feel bad or not because no one can control your emotions except for yourself. What you're really asking is, am I justified in doing this? And honestly, we don't have enough of the information to tell you if you're justified in doing this. Part of me wants to say, extend the olive branch. Yeah, you're obviously estranged from your mother, but this is her first grandchild. That is a big deal. People don't give enough credit for how big of a deal that is. But if there was serious ish that went down in the past, maybe you don't want her around her grandchild for valid reasons. And I can't say that. Like, I can't say what is the correct answer here without having that detail. So my answer is to like have a serious inward like look at yourself. If you're with a significant other, talk to that significant other and come to an answer with each other. Is this justified? And then stick to your guns.
I'm
about it.
gonna throw a little wrench in that engine. there's certain situations where
No, there's not.
justified doesn't justify itself. Because somebody
if you step on an anthill.
No, because say we
Sorry,
heard this woman's story,
Yeah.
and she is justified in doing this. Just because she's justified doesn't necessarily mean it makes it the right decision. Just because you have every right to do something doesn't mean that is the right way to go. It doesn't necessarily mean that.
Yeah,
because it's such a serious thing. All I'm saying is you shouldn't base in something like this. You shouldn't base it on a scale of like how much was I wronged versus how much are you wrong, and whatever way that scale leans is the decision that's going to be made. This kind of has to be made on a level of like, all right, where am I at presently? Am I presently okay and willing to allow my daughter to have a relationship with my mother? If I am, then I can basically just lay the cards on the table and be like, listen, this is why I'm being like this. I will allow you to do this. But if XYZ, whatever starts to happen, just know that this will stop. And then it's like, hey, listen, I tried. I had, like if the mom was a drug addict or something like that, like just basically say, like, listen, this is why I'm acting like this. This is why you're not welcome. And I don't want to keep you from your grandchild, but just know that if any of this BS starts to happen, you're done. You're done.
I feel like that became like a John Wick movie at the end for some reason. Anyway, let's see.
There's a dog in the rest of this.
Let's see what the Dear Abs has to say.
Okay. Dear, it's complicated. I'm so sorry that you weren't willing to share what caused your estrangement. See, she's on the same page as us.
Yeah.
So sorry you weren't willing to cause what shared. Cause what shared? Share. I'm really stupid today. You're estranged. Yeah, every day. I know. Shut up. I don't need you. They don't need your help. From your mother, because it would have given me more to work with. Assuming there is a good reason for it, which I am. Your mother is correct about what she's telling people. She isn't welcome. In fact, she's quite the opposite. If she doesn't know the reason for it, you should make them clear to her. Because you are hearing her complaints repeated by others, feel free to explain to them your reasons. You're within your rights to set boundaries regarding your mother's visits, and you should not be made to feel guilty for doing it.
So she agrees. She basically said we don't have enough information, assuming you're justified. So she kind of took my side with this.
She assumes that she is justified.
Yeah. So assuming you're justified,
But what's the advice in there?
You should not be made feel guilty about it.
Yeah. Oh, she does tell her to
Tell other people.
to tell other, but she doesn't tell her to tell her mom.
No, she does. If she doesn't know the reasons for it, you should make them clear to her.
Oh, okay. I thought she just told her to tell the other people for a second. I'm like, a little passive aggressive.
Tell everyone your mother's a drug addict.
Well, you tell her. Telephone.
You know what? Confuse everyone. Give everyone a different story.
Imagine.
Everyone a different story.
Imagine, like, Abby had a lottery where, like, every X amount of things she just gives, like, horrible advice on purpose. Do it, Abby. Do it.
You cut or break lines.
Do it.
Problem solved.
Whoa, Abs.
Whoa.
All right, guys.
That's it.
Yeah,
We're
let us know
done.
let us know in the comments down below how you would handle this situation. While we're on the topic, we do steal advice questions from Dear Abby's, but you should go see them for yourselves. There's a ton more, and they're all entertaining, and we want to give her props too. You can find them by just Googling Dear Abby or Ask Abby or whatever, and it'll be one of the links. Also, we do have a portal so you can ask your own questions to us. That is available on brodownpro.com. Skim the website. It should be fairly obvious where it is, and while you're there, we have a bunch of cool stuff for sale too. All of our bro down gear, t-shirts, hoodies,
Hashtag little abs.
we are the little abs. We're out of here.
You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all fucking day.